Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today, I'm eating with my husband again.
Yay!
Because he's so much fun. We have macaroni and cheese, and I'm going to give myself a pat on the back because I think this looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks...
Cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake, and some beer brats. Yum.
Yeah, the beer brats. That's become one of my staple favorites as far as like grilling and...
Yeah, he loves beer brats. I'm not crazy about it, but I'll just eat all the cheesecake. It's fine. But before we get into the eating, I just wanted to say, so my husband showed me the analytics of my video because I don't really look at that stuff, but I saw that over 60% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, and my goal this year is to get to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm saying please, please, please help a girl out. Hit that subscribe button, like this video so it gets shared out to more people. And I was thinking about it last night and I was like, man, I need to talk to them about it. I need to talk to somebody about it. So I was talking to my friend about it, and I'll show you guys the chat while we take a shot. Wow.
Awfully berry.
So y'all see, I was talking to my friend about it, and he says y'all should subscribe. Help a girl out, make Jesus happy, we all win.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's... I mean, you gotta make Jesus happy. And, I mean... Oh, spoon. Jesus happy, subscribe.
We had way too much fun with that little text thing.
We did. We had a lot of fun with that.
But now it's time for some food. So I'm going to go for macaroni and cheese first.
I actually want to try it because I'm a big macaroni and cheese connoisseur.
Oh, look how creamy. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. And it's... Oh, yeah. I got a big old spoonful here.
This is the best macaroni and cheese I think I've ever had. That is the creamiest.
That is so good. Really good. Oh my goodness. It just, you know.
Wow.
She used to make some really good macaroni and cheese.
Not like this.
Not like this. This is so good.
Usually when I try to make a big thing of macaroni and cheese, it's all dry. If you guys want the recipe, I'll give it to you. This is so good.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, we have a story.
This is not just an eating video today.
What do you want for your...
Mustard and ketchup.
Do 2 with mustard and ketchup while I eat more macaroni.
Okay.
I don't typically like macaroni and cheese that well because most of them aren't creamy and saucy enough. Man.
It's so much better when you make it, because when you make it homemade, you can really make it how you like. You can add stuff to it. And,
oh, there's so much cheese in here.
Oh God, yeah. The fact that it is as creamy as it is. All right, go for it. Sorry, I was gonna grab that and hand it to you, and then I was like, she can grab her own.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's delicious.
I love that snap. When you get beer brats and you get that nice little snap with the flavor, oh man.
Oh, I'm gonna try some here.
It's not working out so
There's
well.
a lot of cheese in it. Okay, do you want to start our story time? Oh, look at this bite.
Oh my goodness. Turned out really good.
You have to do that.
Okay. I'll put a good bite on it here in a second. Alright, so story time today. So we've been talking about we wanted to do this video for a while now. As far as talking about how we met. And how we, kind of how our lives, work together. So, I think to give a little bit of background, I've lived here in Texas now for 23 years. I moved here in June of 2000. Worked numerous jobs. And started working at Kohl's. Really good. I mean, it was a really good job. It was, it was probably one of the better jobs I had, since being in Texas. Now, if you want to go into your part, sorry, that was the worst. That was the worst possible time for me to ask that.
Oh, there's deer in our yard. Oh!
Brat down.
Save the brat. No. I'm from a small town in North Carolina. And I moved out here in 2000. Oh, you got macaroni and cheese over. 2008, 2007, something like that. And started working at Kohl's.
Huh, shocking.
Weird.
I might have to wash these pants anyways.
It's okay. And so I had noticed him before. I mean, you notice all the employees and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is so good with the macaroni and cheese on it.
Oh, I know. It really is, actually. Do we want to give our positions in the company?
Yeah. We don't work there anymore.
It's not like I'm going back there ever again after the way I got treated after. So I work in, and not many people have heard, I mean, some people have heard, but like, I worked in loss prevention. I was the loss prevention supervisor in the store. And I don't know how much I can share this because it never ended up being anything. One of the things I had to do was investigate like internal employee cases. And
no, I didn't do anything.
No, she didn't. And that's why I wanted to preface this by saying she didn't do anything. It was just I had to investigate it and we had to interview.
I was working the register when I first started there, and they didn't really train me that well. So there were some things I didn't really know what I was doing, and like you'd call for a manager or something and no one comes, so you just have to try to figure it out yourself. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to figure out, somebody wanted a price check and I scanned it and I was trying to figure out how to get rid of it, and I didn't know how to get rid of it, and I don't know what I did, but apparently it was wrong.
I'm trying to remember it because it's been so long, but yeah, it was one of those that it was just like, it was a training issue that the company didn't really, handle very well. But that was my first introduction to her, which could not have been worse.
Yeah. I get interviewed by him and some other people were in the room, and I'm like really upset because I'm like, well, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, I didn't, they thought that I scanned it and like gave it to them for free or something. And I was like, no, it was like a price check. They wanted to know how much it was. I didn't know how to get rid of it. I don't know if I totaled it out, or I don't know what I did because I was new.
Yeah.
I went home and I was so upset and I was crying because I am a person that takes everything, I like to do everything 100%. I like to be perfect. And I went home, I was so upset.
Yeah. So we get past that. Now, for our I don't condone this, but as far as what but I'm a smoker. I am. She used to be. She is a good girl now, and well, I mean, just like in the grand.
Let's have a wet party.
Hi, bud. No, can you go out there with Grandma?
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
I love you.
Go hang out with Grandma. All right, back from my 4-year-old's potty break. I don't want Grandma to do it. I want Mommy to do it. Okay,
I want Mommy and Daddy to do it.
Okay, bud.
Cheers while we're telling this story, so.
Yeah, if we can remember where we
Mm.
were. Okay.
So, I'm the bad boy. I smoke cigarettes. Sorry, I gotta clarify that because I could see where that would have ended up going.
So we both smoked.
And so, and this is gonna sound really creepy, and it's not. This is the part of the story I knew I was gonna.
Okay, let me say it this way. So I would go outside to smoke on the side of the building, and I would start noticing that, like, whenever I would go outside, I would see, like, he'd come outside and smoke. And I'm like, I know, like, what he does. I know he has cameras. Like, I know he sees me, like, walking through the store. Like, he, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, he likes me. He notices me.
I noticed her, and even so, like, when I did the interview, and like afterwards, after all like the stuff came out, it was like training issues and stuff like that. I felt horrible, and so like, especially now,
Going for
like,
the cheesecake.
showing, want in the fact that I liked her was extremely, on my part, risky, because I was like, she may hate my freaking guts after,
No, I just felt stupid.
Well, but like, you gotta look at it from my point of view. Like,
That cheesecake is so good.
there's a lot of people that would have been like, F off. Like,
Yeah.
why would you think I would ever want to talk to you?
You were just doing your job. It wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
But I noticed that you noticed me.
Yeah. So she, like she said, she would go out, and maybe a minute, 2 minutes after she would go out, I would go out, and obviously there were other employees that were there, but
I had just noticed that when I would go out, if he was there, he'd come out too, and I was like, But he never asked me out. He never made that move.
I was always afraid. Well, sorry, got a big piece of brat in my mouth.
Sorry, I didn't bring any napkins in here.
No, that's all right. I was always so afraid. So I was always one that was so afraid that I was going to get turned down every time. That I had it in my mind that I was just like, she's going to turn me down, so I just don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
If I don't ask, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. And I could tell that he liked me. So there was me and a couple friends. We're gonna go to this place called Main Event in Grapevine.
I remember this night.
And I asked him, I was like, hey, a bunch of us from work are gonna go play, pool and stuff, like, why don't you come? And then we get there, and only one of my friends showed up, and she happened to. No, this was not planned.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to break the ice by inviting you, but she brought the jewelry keys. She still had them on her or something, so she had to go back to the store.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So then it ended up just being me and him.
But then she never came back.
She never came back. I think she was like...
She kind of realized,
Yeah.
I think, at that point. So, I remember this day because I remember that I went and played golf earlier in the day. And when I got home, I was so sunburnt because I was wearing a visor. I wasn't wearing like the hat you see now. I was wearing like a visor. And I had the worst burn mark across my forehead because my hairline sucks already as it is. And I had this big burn line. I'm trying to do everything to fix it because I'm trying to look really like nice. I'm trying to impress her and oh, you looking for her?
Yep.
There you go. Ketchup mustard. I was just trying to look as presentable as I could and look, I wanted to impress her. And I think I wore the same visor or a different visor that same night, maybe? Or I wore a hat. It was something to where I hid because, no amount of, fake tan spray was going to fix that at all.
There's the bite right there.
Yours works out so much better than mine did. I spilled all over myself.
This is so good.
So we ended up in main event, and we played pool for,
Oh, wow.
we played pool for several hours. And then we were leaving at the end of the night. And I was like, I think I was starting to finally get some cojones. And I was going to ask you out then. Mm-hmm. And what actually happened?
Was it that night?
I swore it was that.
No, it was that was our first date.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking that happened.
No, I think you actually asked me out then.
Mm-hmm.
As we were saying goodbye. No, I think it was our first date or second date where
that happened.
Yeah, you weren't making the move, so I just kissed him. I just went in for it, and I was like, dude, it's okay.
Now, I think the best story in this whole thing. Tell him what happened the very first date. Since you like to bring it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm such an idiot. I am.
So we went to the movies for our first date.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that bread's really...
It's
trying
very...
to chew it. And he goes up to pay, and he buys one ticket, which... I'm cool with. I don't care. I'll buy my own ticket. That's fine. But he asked me on a date, so I was like... I was just confused. I'm like, oh, it's
I feel so horrible.
Does he not think this is a... I was just kind of confused. But I didn't care. And it didn't change anything. I don't care. I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not going to be like, oh, you're not going to pay for all my stuff? Screw you. No.
I feel so horrible,
I was just confused.
Yeah, but as a man looking back on it now, I feel so horrible about it.
Yeah, I didn't care that much because every time we went on a date, we'd either split it or one of us would pay or the other one would pay, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. But it was just that very first date that kind of threw me off because I was like, oh, he's not vibing? Does he not?
Yeah, was it? Because didn't we go to a bar first before we went and saw the movie?
I don't know. I don't remember. We've been married for a long time.
Yeah.
How long have we been married? Coming up on 13 years.
13, yeah.
It's been a while. All I remember is the movie. But like I said, it didn't change anything because, you were a nice guy. So
yeah.
I just didn't know if you were feeling me because you kind of seemed kind of standoffish and you're like, I'm one ticket and
yeah. And looking back on that now, obviously, I would have changed every bit of that. But at the time, I hadn't been out on very many dates at that point in time. It was, it was one of those that it completely does not cross my mind. And I'm just I'm going to the typical movies and it's not a big deal.
You want some cheesecake?
I just grabbed a huge bite.
Lucky for him, I'm not like that. So
yeah, lucky for me, she didn't end up being somebody that was going to take that.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I was a department supervisor and he was a loss prevention, and we were not supposed to be dating.
Forbidden love.
We were trying to keep it on the down low.
Mm-hmm.
And then he actually put in his notice and found something else because we're like, this isn't right. And like,
yeah,
we knew it. So like when we were at work, we didn't talk to each other. We didn't necessarily we were like, we need to keep our distance because, this isn't right. So one of us needs to find a new job and like the whole thing because it just felt bad.
Yeah, so I moved on, and I've, and moved on to other loss prevention jobs and whatnot, but, like, then we moved, then we eventually moved, actually, was it, no, it was after we left Kohl's, we moved in together.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was still working at Kohl's.
Yeah, you were still working at Kohl's, and I was one of those ones that, like, I feel like you should live together before you get married, because
you don't know what you're getting into.
Yeah, you don't know how somebody is going to be when you're actually living with them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how more people do not...
You get married and you live with someone and you're like, holy...
Like, stuff, like, drastically changes just moving in together.
Wish I would have known that.
Hate as a human being, like, who's dating somebody that... Oh, well, I didn't know these things moving in with them, but now that I know these things, I don't necessarily know if I want to be with them. And so we moved in together, lived together. I eventually asked her. Oh, so no, I gave her a promise ring.
Like that Christmas. Like that was soon. I was like, whoa.
Like it was probably a year that we had been together, but it was the way we had met was like in that fall, and then we had gone through one Christmas and then went into the next Christmas, and then that's when I did the promise ring.
You gave me the promise ring that first Christmas.
Oh, was it really the first Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say after probably about 4 or 5 months, it was.
And then you asked me to marry you, like.
That, yeah. So I had taken vacation from my other job. She had taken vacation at the same time. We were just kind of enjoying company. And we had planned to go out one night for dinner, to a really nice restaurant, get all dressed up and, really kind of go for it. And that was the point I had decided that I was going to ask her to marry me.
And I was not expecting it. We hadn't been together for that long.
Yeah, we'd been together. It was at least a year.
A year and a half, I think.
Yeah, it was about a year and a half. But like at that point I had known. Even leading up to I think the month or two leading up to that, I had I knew that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her.
Aww.
And so that night we're getting all dressed up, and I'm wearing a dress shirt, she's wearing a nice dress.
The little black dress that you love so much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But no, so I could not put on my dress shirt for the longest time.
You were so sweaty.
I was so drenched. I mean, she saw it. I was so drenched in sweat because, I'm just so nervous at this point going... I'm gonna ask her, and how is this gonna go? Is she gonna say yes? Is she gonna tell me no? I'm not ready for it. I'm literally. I'm literally such a negative Nancy when it comes to that stuff. I thought she was gonna say no. I was already set up for it. But I'm just covered in... I was covered in sweat.
I was like, what is wrong with you? He's pacing in and out of the apartment.
Oh, yeah, that's
sweating.
Right.
I was like, what is going on? And he had planned on asking me at...
I was going to ask her at the restaurant initially.
Yeah, it was Abuelo's in Hearst or something like that.
Yeah, that was... we were going to go to the rrestaurant and I was going to do it there.
And he couldn't make it that far. He was a nervous wreck. So he ended up just right there in the apartment in the middle of pacing, just...
So she was doing.
I was doing my
her
hair.
back was to me to where
Oh, excuse me.
she couldn't see me like, and what I was getting ready to do. No, it wasn't when you were doing your hair. It was after you had done it.
Again,
We were
so long ago.
we were sitting in the we were like in the living room, and she was doing something in the living room, but her back was to me. So like I walked up as quietly as I could, and I got down on one knee and I said, "Hey, sweetheart, can you come here for a second?" She turned around, saw me on one knee, and I had the ring in my hand, and you know, told her I there was nobody else in the world that I could imagine spending the rest of my life with.
And I said yes.
She said, okay.
I said, I don't know. You're really sweaty.
She's like, you smell. You smell, bro.
No, from the moment we started hanging out, we just completely hit it off, and we are definitely like the way we vibe together and like take care of each other and get each other. It went so smoothly and so nice. No red flags, no nothing, just a good guy. And I was like, why would I not?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in love with him. He's a great guy. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
So we got married. How many years later had a kid?
God, there's a whole story to our,
We waited
to
a
our
long
life.
time.
Well, but like the whole like marriage thing was a story in and of itself,
Yeah.
and
Now we have a 4-year-old.
we have a 4-year-old now and almost a 5-year-old.
Oh,
It's literally almost halfway to being 5.
yeah, but that's our story.
Yeah.
And I'm full. If you couldn't tell, like, we stopped eating.
No, I enjoy
cheese so
talking. I enjoy talking too much sometimes. So.
No, you're fine. But
Throw my
I
mouth
think
on
that's
my
gonna
phone.
be it for me because I'm pretty full. But thank you guys for watching and listening to us. And don't forget to subscribe. Please help me get to 1,000 subscribers. That's my year goal. I would be so excited. So thank you all for watching. I love you all, and we will see you at the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.